Hey everyone, I'm Ellie Burgess and I chose to do my wildcard speech over eating low sodium. This topic hits really close to home for me because of my dad. This is my dad right here. In December of 2015, he was diagnosed with heart failure. 30% of his heart is completely dead. His heart actually stopped on the operating table and they brought him back to life. He had 3 stents put in and he was told that he had 5 years to live. And this is when we knew that his diet had to change. Sodium was almost completely taken out of his diet that day. This is Christmas of 2015 and you can see how skinny and just unhappy he was. And this is his defibrillator. His defibrillator was supposed to shock his heart if it ever stopped again, which luckily never happened. So what is sodium? Sodium is a mineral found in most foods. Salt is made up of sodium chloride, so sodium is in salt. Why is sodium bad for you, you may ask? Sodium does help for muscle and nerve functions, and it keeps the body fluids in balance, but too much sodium can cause high blood pressure, strokes, and heart disease, such as my dad. How much sodium should we have per day? The normal American actually consumes about 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day, but our bodies only need about 2,300 to survive, so we eat way too much sodium per day. My dad was only supposed to have 1,800 milligrams per day. How to limit your sodium intake? Research, research, research. I cannot express to you enough how much research you should be doing if you're trying to eat low sodium. Research what foods are good and bad for you. Research brands. Research recipes. My mom researched absolutely everything she could to make sure that her husband was healthy. Choose packaged foods labeled low sodium, reduced sodium, or no salt added. Read food labels. If one brand has less sodium than the other, buy the brand that has less sodium. Use low sodium recipes. There are low sodium recipe books. We have several of those. And you can also find low sodium recipes online. Spices are your new best friend. Spices can be added instead of salt. You can use all kinds of spices. We have a gigantic spice drawer that we used instead of salt. We do not add salt to our food. Do not add the table salt that you have. Do not add it to your food. You can see my dad here. This is just a few months ago, looking much healthier and much happier. Almost 7 years later, my dad still eats low sodium, although sometimes he is allowed to cheat. Unlike some diseases, heart failure can never go away. 30% of his heart will always be dead. He no longer has his defibrillator, so that's better. And his heart function is much better. The 70% of his heart that does work works better than it probably ever has before now that he's eating low sodium. He is projected to live a long, normal, healthy, and happy life because he chose to eat low sodium. Thank you.